right, thank you for joining us for another Tuesdays at 2 with Haven. Today I'm going to go over some big picture holiday design inspiration. I'll also touch a little bit on holiday dining ideas, but for an in-depth look at dining as Thanksgiving approaches, be sure to check out our Tuesdays at 2 video from October 27th, where Lydia talked all about creating the perfect dining table. So to get started on today's topic, I'm going to jump right in with a look at two of my personal favorite holiday design styles, Scandinavian and Glam. So let's start with Scandinavian. Scandinavian holiday decor is simple but cozy, just like the design style as a whole really. So think lots of neutral and natural colors, tones, and textures. This style ties into a larger design push toward organic materials and movement. And just because Scandinavian design is on the more minimal side, it doesn't mean it has to be cold for the holidays. So black, white, gray with touches of evergreen and birchwood will act as the base layer for this style. But then you can bring in the cozy with layers of light. Candles and string lights are two great ways of doing this, which I'll talk about more in a little bit here. And also bring in layers of knit blankets, sheepskin rugs, and fuzzy pillows to kind of amp up the coziness. You can also add a pop of red here and there, kind of minimally, to bring in a bit more of an obvious holiday feel. And if you're doing a tree, typically a Scandinavian style tree is going to be more natural, so not overstuffed or perfect looking. And lights and ornaments are going to be kept fairly minimal and neutral colored. And for dining, a dining table centerpiece in this style might look like some organic birch trees, some loose evergreen branches, and then just simple white taper candles. So simple is definitely always better for this design style. And moving on to Glam. So glamorous holiday decor is nearly the opposite of Scandinavian. So think glitter, metallics, and plush maximalism. This style ties into some of the other current design trends we're seeing. A lot of bold colors, luxe shapes, and kind of a revived 80s maximalism. And if you're doing a tree in this style, a glam tree is definitely going to be overfilled, plush, and very symmetrical. So flocked trees or trees that have those pre-frosted branches are very popular for this style. You could also incorporate a really on-trend color and go with a soft pink faux tree for this style. And then finally, topping it off, you're going to have full layers of lights, garland, and metallic round ornaments to really create that full and luxurious finish. And dining table centerpiece ideas for this style could include tinsel trees, mercury glass, and loose sort of sparkling ornaments. You could even add a fur throw to your dining bench or a dining chair, and shimmery metallic silverware for a super luxe look. So those are just two of my favorite holiday design styles. There are plenty more ideas, and as always, we encourage you to get creative and really play around with how you decorate this season. So next I'm going to go through a few alternative and sort of more understated holiday decoration ideas. So maybe you're in a really small space that can't take that maximalist approach, or maybe you're just kind of a lukewarm holiday decorator. It's totally fair. Whatever the case, you can still bring some holiday spirit to your space with some of these subtle design ideas. So first we've got succulent trees. These are kind of newer on the scene. I think they're a really creative alternative to traditional trees. They require less maintenance overall than a real tree. And while some of them come with lights and a star on top, as you can see in the pictures here, you can definitely just let the natural colors and textures of the succulents speak for themselves. They're also a great option for a small space. Most of them are smaller in scale than a real tree and kind of meant to be more of a tabletop decoration. And the best part is that you can take this tree apart after the holidays, repot the individual succulents and give them all a new life, which is really cool. So head to Etsy. They've got a really nice full range of styles, sizes, and prices of these beautiful alternative trees. A faux pampas grass wreath, I think, is a nice alternative to the more traditional green wreath. There are lots of different alternative wreaths out there. You've got some that are metallic. You've got pine cone tree wreaths. But I personally think the pampas grass is kind of a cool alternative. Plus, it's a much more neutral decor item, so you can keep it up a bit longer after the holidays are over. So twinkle lights are also a great holiday neutral option. You can pop some in a mason jar for a more farmhouse vibe. You can weave some in a bookcase or shelving unit, like you can see in the top left picture there. Or you can wrap some around your staircase banister for kind of a cool dramatic look. And in the same vein, adding candles to your space automatically makes everything feel warmer and cozier this time of the year. So whether you live for those holiday scents or you prefer just a simple flameless LED candle, really amping up the candles in your living and dining spaces is an easy way to bring in some holiday spirit. And next I'm going to talk about some minimalist accessories and holiday decor. A lot of places are incorporating some of these types of pieces more, but CB2 especially has some amazing neutral looking holiday decor. So particularly these leather stitched trees and faux marble trees. Both are super sophisticated but simple, and they're very on trend with the circular silhouettes and the marble that we're really seeing everywhere these days. So these are some great options for kind of a subtle holiday decorator. And then finally, consider updating any of your soft items. So soft items are going to be bedding, your blankets, or your throw pillows. You can definitely go all in with a snowman or a reindeer pillow, but even just swapping your bedding out for like a moodier forest green or a burgundy, swapping your sofa pillows for velvet pillows, or popping a neutral plaid blanket on your chair will hint at the holidays without going too overboard. So finally, we'll wrap up with some quick holiday hosting ideas. Our gatherings will certainly look a bit different this year, but that definitely doesn't mean we should skimp on the festive atmosphere. So whether you're joining friends and family for a Zoom celebration or hosting an intimate in-person dinner, here are just a few tips for making the celebration a little bit more magical. A really fun and easy way to jazz up your dining setup, even if it's just for one or two people, is placing a fun ornament or holiday trinket with each place setting. So you can see a Glam version of this here with a sparkly ornament at each person's setting in the bowl. For an added touch, you can make your ornaments double as your place cards. So use a letter ornament indicating each diner's initial, and that'll tell everybody where they're meant to sit around the table. You could also consider making a batch of a festive or a favorite cocktail. It could be a cozy pot of mulled wine, keeping warm on the stove, or a pitcher of old fashions. Whatever you choose, batching it out ahead of time equals easy refills and less time away from your Zoom or your guests. You could even set up a holiday cocktail swap and trade favorite recipes within the group. And finally, think outside of the box when it comes to virtual celebrations. So maybe it's a game that everyone can play together on Zoom, or my friends are planning a virtual white elephant gift exchange this year. Normally we would do a big in-person holiday party and swap our gifts, but this year we're going to ship our gifts since we won't be able to be all together in person. But then we're still going to open them together virtually after a virtual holiday cocktail hour. So these are just a few kind of creative out-of-the-box ideas, but just remember to keep thinking outside of the box with all of your holiday decorations and plans. This year especially, I think we all deserve to celebrate our time with our friends and family this holiday season, no matter how it looks. So stay safe and have fun with it. And be sure to tune in on December 1st. We're going to do a deep dive on fireplace decorations and ideas, including how to spruce up your fireplace for the holidays. Thanks for joining and have a good afternoon.